Hi, Jasmine.
Hi.
My name is LaDonna. I'm one of the social workers here at the facility. Um, you were referred here by a different company. Is that correct?
Yes.
Okay. So since you're new, I want to go over a consent form with you real quick. Okay. This is just a consent stating that anything that we talk about will only be seen or heard by the people that it's authorized. I'm also a student at EKU, so the only people that'll be seeing this will be my professors, a few classmates, and just anyone that you give me authorization
Okay.
for them to see. Is that going to be okay?
Mhm.
Okay. At the end of the interview, I'll have you sign this if that's
Okay.
okay. All right. So, Jasmine, what brings you in? What did you get referred here for?
Depression and anxiety.
Depression and anxiety. Okay. Um, do you know about what started the depression? Like, how old were you? How old are you right now?
I'm 20.
20 right now. Okay. How long have you been suffering from depression and anxiety?
It started when I was around 14, 15 when I got into a bad relationship with my ex and he mentally and physically and any type of abuse he could find, that's what he did.
Okay. Um, so you didn't seek any help until just recently for that, or
Um, I didn't get help until around 17 when my mom made me break up with him and I wanted to kill myself, so she put me in a um like it was a place that you had to stay.
okay, like a in treatment, in home
Yes.
like treatment
Yeah.
facility? Okay. Um, like a facility where you had to stay so many days.
Mhm.
Okay. And I guess that made you feel in what,
Uh
betrayed by your mom, or
yes.
okay. Did you what why did you feel like you was betrayed by your mom?
Because I had been abused by him and
Okay.
manipulated and he made me feel like no one else would love me and that he loved me and that's why he beat me. And so I thought he loved me and she took away who loved me.
Okay.
So that's why.
So you looked at it, you had he pretty much manipulated you into thinking that he was the only person that loved you. So when your mom put you someplace, you felt like that was just adding that she really didn't love you, that, you know,
Yeah.
okay. All right. So I'm going to ask you a few questions, and if you don't want to talk about it,
Mhm.
feel free just to say I'd rather not speak about that at all. Um, as far as the abuse went, I mean, was it like he hit you? Was it just with his hands? Did he hit you with anything else, or did he like uh, verbally abuse as well?
Yeah. There was multiple occasions of where he just hit me, but there was one time that he got a knife and then smacked me. Then he always used blackmail, and if I ever went somewhere, he'd give me a time limit of when I had to be back home or I would get beat, and just everything I did was wrong. I couldn't dress a certain way.
Okay.
It was his way or no way.
Okay. I can completely understand how that made you feel. I mean, as a female myself, I can imagine being degraded um, in that manner of thinking that, you know, this person's the only person that would ever love me. And
Mm-hmm.
I'm sure um, he probably made you feel like if you leave me, nobody's ever going to want you.
Mm-hmm.
Right. Okay. So, with the depression and anxiety that you're feeling, you still have that depression and anxiety still from that relationship, or has it other things triggers that as well, or is it still like, so some people will say that I'll just, you know, not going to say any names or anything, but I've had clients say before, like, even though they feel like they're okay, a trigger could be like they seen a car
Mm-hmm.
that was like the person that abused them's car just like it, and they would like break out and like have a panic attack or whatever. Just things like that. Like if you see somebody that might look like him or a vehicle or anything like that? Does that bring on your uh, anxiety or depression more, or is it just thinking about
Um, it depends on like if something had happened that day, like not just like a car is gonna bother me because like I'm happy now with who I'm with, but just like say like somebody gets loud with me
it? Mm-hmm.
when I wasn't like doing anything, that triggers me
Okay.
because it makes me feel like I'm doing something for them that if they're gonna yell at me that they're gonna hit me because that's how it
Okay.
started.
Okay. All right. So, um, you said that you went to other therapists before. What was
Mm-hmm.
things that they done that may have helped you?
They basically just asked me questions, and the most thing that was bad with me is self love. So they like told me to look in the mirror every day and tell myself that I'm beautiful, and I try, but it doesn't really help.
Okay. So, and I can understand that. I can understand that because when people get beat down, they only take in a lot of times what someone's told them. Although you can look in the mirror and see a beautiful person, but you still have in the back of your mind what someone has said to you.
Mm-hmm.
So I understand that and um, can completely be on that level with you. What I would like to do, if you would be willing, is see if we can find a support group
Mm-hmm.
in the area that would of teenage, even though you're 20 now,
Mm-hmm.
some more people in your age group, teenage,
Mm-hmm.
like 17, 15, 17, up to 22, 25.
Mm-hmm.
See if we can find a support group of domestic violence. In a support group like that, you're going to find people that suffer from anxiety and depression. And um, a lot of times, coming here and speaking to me will help, but being able to talk to other people who have experienced a
Mm-hmm.
lot of what you have experienced and just being able to speak to someone who is on your level. When I say on your level, I mean have experienced those same things,
Mm-hmm.
can do a world of good, because you're like, I'm not the only one. Sometimes
Yeah.
do you feel like that, like I'm
Mm-hmm.
the only person in
Yeah.
in the world that's feeling this way right now? And you're not. um, we all from time to time suffer from a little bit of anxiety,
Mm-hmm.
sometimes depression, just depending on you know what the day could throw at us.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so you're not the only one, but as far as I want you to be able to understand that you're not the only one going through what you're going through. Okay, so uh, would that be a good idea
Yeah.
for us to try to find a support group in this
Mm-hmm.
area for you? Okay, um, and uh, did anybody ever recommend maybe going on, people your age like to use YouTube and social media.
Mm-hmm.
So, what about there's a lot of things on YouTube, believe it or not just funny videos and music and things like that. There's a lot of motivational um, things. There's things such as TED Talks, a lot of different things from doctors, and they speak with people a lot of times who have already went through these things. Um, a lot of motivational speakers have already experienced a lot of what you're experiencing. So I would suggest that possibly we go online and
Mm-hmm.
see if we can find some of those things just for you to, when you're sitting at home and you're sitting there and you're kind of feeling down, maybe just pull up some of these things, and you're not in a support group and you're not looking face to face to someone, but you're actually listening to that person who's went through what you're going through.
Mm-hmm.
Because I don't want you to ever feel like you're in this alone. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
I'll be more than glad to give you my phone number, and if if at any time, if you're feeling some kind of way or whatever, if you want to give me a call, um, you can leave a message on my answer machine. I always try to get back and give calls back
Mm-hmm.
to people who just need to come in. Maybe you just need to come in on a spur of a moment, like, hey, I just really need to talk to you. I'm feeling down. I'll be more than glad to try to get you squeezed into just a spur of the moment session as well. Um, would you be willing to come in like every 2 weeks until we get you to where you're feeling comfortable, you're not quite as anxious, not quite as depressed and things like that? Just come in every 2 weeks and we'll go from there. And if you want to start reading some books, together we'll sit down and try to find some books for you to read and things like that. But the first thing that I do want to do is try to find you a support group.
Okay.
Would that be okay?
Yep.
All right, so we'll agree to 2 weeks from now. What same time? Around this time be fine with you? Okay, well, I'll go ahead and put that down. That you'll be back in 2 weeks at 3 p.m. Okay, and when you come back, just start a journal of how you're feeling.
Okay.
And maybe we can try to figure out what's triggering some of that and try to get you taken care of in that kind of manner to like just stop some of those triggers as well. Is that okay?
Yep.
It's very nice meeting you,
Nice to
Jasmine,
meet
and
you.
thank you so much.
Thanks.